Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of the Health Me podcast. Remember to leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss any updates.
Clinic owners, a lot of times, they're looking at the numbers, and I think that's good. I think that's what clinic owners should do. From the very beginning, before any numbers are in, a lot of things that, or a big piece that a lot of clinic owners are excited about is the branding piece. Being able to say, we have our own app. I mean, it's a very impressive thing. The patient never sees the PT Wired name from start to finish. So then from the patient's perspective, this PT clinic who may only have 4 or 5 PTs or 1 or 2 or whatever, their perspective is that the clinic went out and built their own app to really optimize the patient experience. So it's a very impressive thing from the patient side. And then also now you have this branding touch point on their device. Even if they're not opening up the app, as you're scrolling through your phone every day or whatever, you're still going to see that logo, you're going to see that name of the PT clinic, and constantly be reminded about the brand. So I think a lot of clinic owners are excited about the branding piece. Also, some of the stuff we haven't talked about yet are the other marketing related features of the app. Like I mentioned, we get the patient to download the app as a home exercise tool, but once we have the app on their device, there's so much more we can do from a marketing and engagement standpoint. I talked about how we ask patients automatically to leave Google and Facebook reviews based on if they've hit a kind of, threshold of engagement that we are tracking automatically. But some other things are the ability to add buttons that link to different pages on your website, or pages like workshops or classes or other information that you have. Also, you can add a reward program where you could pick some type of reward, like win a clinic t-shirt or hat or mug if you do your exercises 15 times. So you can kind of customize it a bit like that. And then overall, we have a whole achievement system where the patient gets these awards and trophies for good behavior, good progression through their care. And then also from a marketing side, things like push notifications, being able to write up a message, send a button, and then blast out to all your patients some type of marketing message. For example, we have a workshop coming up. If you know anybody that needs PT, click here and they can sign up, click here for more info and you can send it. Or clinic closed due to COVID or a snowstorm or whatever. Now you have another kind of powerful interface that people are much more likely to look at their phone. There's lots of stats I could tell you about email versus push notifications, but people are much more likely to look at a push notification. So yeah, for clinic to kind of wrap up the clinic owner side, a lot of people are really focused on the branding and marketing and financial side of dropout versus discharge.
And it's like you guys are creating community, which is for that clinic. And I think patients really like that sense of community and feeling like I went to this clinic for PT and they give me all these updates and they're keeping me up to date and feeling like they're a part of a group. I think that's also a great aspect of this. And as you're describing it, you're saying that people are able to connect with the therapist, or you're able to connect with the clinic and be able to feel again with the clinic. And that's fantastic, because I think community is essential. Back to my other question, I guess, when therapists are using because these are ultimately the people who are going to be using it, the therapists, I guess, like what is their interpretation on using the app with the patients?
Yeah, so a lot of reports that we get are ease of use from the therapist side. For Capterra, we got the best ease of use for PT software in 2020 award. So a lot of people have kind of like rated us highly with that. It's something we spent a lot of time going very, very slowly to try and get that right. But we have, for example, the exercise search system. It's great to say we have 7,000 exercises, but then if you think about it more, then it's like, okay, now if I'm searching for what I want, I may have way more stuff kind of popping up that I don't want. So for example, with our search system, we built a search system that learns as the user is using it to prioritize things more based on the user. Also, we cache search results, so then it will load way faster. We have things like favorites for exercises, exercise program templates, and exercise filters. So basically trying to make the process to build an exercise prescription as quick as possible for the therapist. Right now, typically it takes 60 to 90 seconds for a non-EMR integrated creation of a prescription. If you have the EMR integration through Prompt or a different EMR system, then it's even quicker because you don't have to add the patient, you don't have to log in, you don't have to go to the patient profile. But yeah, that's the big one from the therapist side. More than that, I think it kind of depends on really the how the app is used overall. Like, is it a group that pushes a lot of content to the app, or pushes a lot of content to the patient through the app from a marketing perspective, or not? Those other things, that's kind of more what will dictate it after just the ease of use.